According to the 2023 National Electrical Code, electrical panels should not be located in bathrooms unless specifically permitted by NEC Section 210.8. Splice boxes can be used to transition from an existing panel to a new panel installed outside the bathroom according to NEC Section 314.28. Electrical panels are not specifically mentioned in the ADA regulations. However, it is generally recommended to provide accessible electrical controls for individuals with disabilities. If the existing panel is located inside the bathroom, it must be moved outside the bathroom to comply with the NEC Section 210.8. The new panel should provide accessible controls for individuals with disabilities. If the existing panel was spliced to a new panel installed outside the bathroom, the splice box should be removed and the panel inside the bathroom should be disconnected and abandoned. The new panel should provide accessible controls for individuals with disabilities. Therefore, the original panel cannot remain in the bathroom when it is expanded to meet ADA requirements. It must be moved outside the bathroom to ensure compliance with the NEC and best practices for accessibility. NEC Section 210.8 covers ground fault circuit interrupter protection for personnel. It details specific locations where ground fault circuit interrupter protection is required. These locations often include bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. The intent is to reduce the risk of electrical shock. NEC Section 314.28 addresses the requirements for boxes and conduit bodies where conductors are pulled, spliced, or terminated. It provides rules for sizing pull boxes and conduit bodies based on the size and number of conductors. These rules are to ensure adequate space for conductors and to prevent damage to conductors during pulling. When expanding a bathroom to meet ADA requirements, several electrical considerations come into play. Firstly, the location of the electrical panel needs to comply with NEC regulations. As mentioned earlier, electrical panels are generally not permitted in bathrooms unless specifically allowed. This is primarily for safety reasons, given the presence of water and the potential for electrical hazards. Secondly, accessibility is a key aspect of ADA compliance. While the ADA doesn't specifically mention electrical panels, it emphasizes the need for accessible electrical controls for individuals with disabilities. This means that the new panel, when installed outside the bathroom, should be easily reachable and operable by people with mobility impairments. The height of the panel, the placement of circuit breakers, and the ease of opening the panel door are all factors to consider. Thirdly, the electrical work must adhere to all applicable codes and standards. This includes proper wiring methods, grounding, and overcurrent protection. A licensed electrician should perform the work to ensure safety and compliance. It is important to note that local codes and regulations may vary, so it is advisable to consult with the local authority having jurisdiction to ensure full compliance. Moving the electrical panel outside the bathroom may involve additional work, such as extending circuits and installing new wiring. This should be carefully planned and executed to minimize disruption and ensure a safe and reliable electrical system. The use of splice boxes should be avoided if possible, as they can introduce potential points of failure. It is generally better to run continuous conductors from the new panel to the existing circuits. If splice boxes are necessary, they must be installed in accordance with NEC requirements, including proper support and access. In summary, when expanding a bathroom to meet ADA requirements, the electrical panel must be relocated outside the bathroom to comply with NEC regulations. The new panel should be accessible to individuals with disabilities. All electrical work must be performed by a licensed electrician and comply with applicable codes and standards. Careful planning and execution are essential to ensure a safe and reliable electrical system. Additional points to consider include 1. The type of circuit breakers to use. Ground fault circuit interrupter breakers are often required in bathrooms and other wet locations. These breakers provide additional protection against electrical shock. 2. The size of the new panel. The panel should be sized to accommodate the existing circuits and any future expansion. It is generally better to install a larger panel than is currently needed to allow for future growth. 3. The location of the new panel. The panel should be located in a dry, accessible location. It should not be located in a closet or other enclosed space. 4. The wiring methods to use. All wiring must be installed in accordance with NEC requirements. This includes using the correct type and size of conductors, and properly supporting and protecting the wiring. 5. The grounding system. The electrical system must be properly grounded to provide a path for fault current. This helps to prevent electrical shock and fire hazards. 6. The labeling of circuits. All circuits must be clearly labeled to identify the loads they serve. This makes it easier to troubleshoot problems and to safely work on the electrical system. 7. The documentation of the electrical system. A complete set of electrical drawings and specifications should be kept on file. This documentation is helpful for future maintenance and modifications. By following these guidelines, it is possible to ensure that the electrical system in the expanded bathroom is safe, reliable, and accessible. Remember to always consult with a licensed electrician and the local authority having jurisdiction to ensure full compliance with all applicable codes and standards. Furthermore, it is vital to understand the specific requirements outlined in NEC Section 210.8 regarding bathrooms. This section is quite detailed and provides specific exceptions and allowances for electrical equipment in these locations. For instance, certain types of lighting fixtures and ventilation equipment may be permitted within the bathroom zone, provided they meet specific criteria. It's crucial to consult the latest edition of the NEC and any local amendments to ensure compliance. When dealing with ADA compliance, it's essential to go beyond just the physical accessibility of the electrical panel. Consider the needs of individuals with visual impairments. Using tactile labels or raised lettering on circuit breakers can significantly improve accessibility for these individuals. Additionally, consider the placement of outlets and switches within the bathroom. These should be located at accessible heights and within reach of individuals using wheelchairs or other mobility devices. The type of wiring used in the bathroom is also crucial. Ground fault circuit interrupter protection is essential for all circuits serving receptacles and lighting fixtures in the bathroom. This protection helps to prevent electrical shock hazards in wet environments. When selecting a new electrical panel, consider its amperage rating and available space for future circuits. It's generally a good idea to choose a panel with a higher amperage rating than is currently needed to allow for future expansion. Also, ensure that the panel has sufficient space for additional circuit breakers. The installation of the new electrical panel should be performed by a qualified electrician. This ensures that the installation is done safely and in accordance with all applicable codes and standards. The electrician should also be responsible for properly grounding the panel and connecting it to the building's electrical system. After the installation is complete, the electrical system should be inspected by a qualified inspector. This ensures that the installation meets all code requirements and is safe for use. The inspector will typically issue a certificate of compliance, which is required for occupancy. Maintaining the electrical system in the bathroom is also important. Regularly inspect the panel for any signs of damage or corrosion. Check the circuit breakers to ensure that they are functioning properly. If any problems are found, they should be repaired immediately by a qualified electrician. In addition to the technical aspects of electrical panel placement and ADA compliance, there are also some practical considerations to keep in mind. For example, consider the aesthetics of the electrical panel. Choose a panel that is visually appealing and blends in with the surrounding decor. Also, consider the noise level of the panel. Some panels can be quite noisy, especially when the circuit breakers are switching. Choose a panel that is relatively quiet to avoid disturbing the occupants of the bathroom. Finally, consider the cost of the electrical work. Obtaining quotes from multiple electricians and compare prices. However, don't just choose the cheapest option. Choose an electrician who is qualified, experienced, and reputable. The safety and reliability of the electrical system are worth the investment. Remember that electrical codes and ADA guidelines are constantly evolving. Staying up to date on the latest requirements is crucial for ensuring compliance and safety. Consult with a qualified electrician and the local authority having jurisdiction to stay informed about any changes or updates. Furthermore, consider the long-term maintenance and potential future modifications to the electrical system when planning the bathroom renovation. Designing the system with flexibility and accessibility in mind can save time and money in the long run. For example, installing extra conduit or wiring now can make it easier to add new circuits or devices in the future. Also, consider the placement of lighting fixtures and ventilation equipment. Ensure that these are easily accessible for maintenance and repair. By taking a proactive approach to electrical system design and maintenance, it is possible to create a safe, reliable, and accessible bathroom that meets the needs of all occupants. Finally, remember that electrical work can be dangerous. Always take precautions to protect yourself from electrical shock. Never work on electrical equipment when it is energized. Always turn off the power at the circuit breaker before working on any electrical wiring or devices. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. Your safety is the most important consideration. In summary, relocating an electrical panel during a bathroom renovation to comply with NEC and ADA standards involves several critical steps. Firstly, understanding the specific requirements of NEC Section 210.8 regarding the prohibition of electrical panels in bathrooms, unless certain conditions are met, is paramount. Secondly, assessing the existing electrical system, including the location of the current panel, the wiring methods used, and the capacity of the system, is necessary. Thirdly, planning the relocation of the panel to a suitable location outside the bathroom, ensuring it is accessible and meets ADA guidelines, is essential. Fourthly, hiring a qualified and licensed electrician to perform the electrical work, including disconnecting the existing panel, running new wiring, installing the new panel, and connecting it to the electrical system, is crucial. Fifthly, obtaining the necessary permits and inspections from the local authority having jurisdiction to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and standards is required. Sixthly, testing the new electrical system to ensure that it is functioning properly and safely is important. Seventhly, documenting the changes made to the electrical system, including updating electrical drawings and specifications, is recommended. By following these steps, it is possible to relocate the electrical panel safely and effectively, ensuring compliance with NEC and ADA standards. Remember to prioritize safety throughout the entire process and to consult with qualified professionals to ensure that the electrical work is done correctly. Moreover, explore options for energy-efficient lighting and appliances during the renovation. Consider using LED lighting, which consumes less energy and lasts longer than traditional incandescent bulbs. Also, look for appliances with the Energy Star label, which indicates that they meet certain energy efficiency standards. Incorporating energy-efficient features into the bathroom renovation can help to reduce energy consumption and lower utility bills. Furthermore, think about the placement of lighting fixtures in the bathroom. Proper lighting can enhance the functionality and aesthetics of the space. Consider using task lighting for areas where specific tasks are performed, such as applying makeup or shaving. Also, consider using ambient lighting to create a warm and inviting atmosphere. The use of dimmer switches can also help to control the amount of light in the bathroom and create different moods. When selecting bathroom fixtures, such as faucets and shower heads, look for water-efficient models. These fixtures can help to conserve water and lower water bills. Also, consider installing a low-flow toilet, which uses less water per flush than traditional toilets. Water conservation is an important aspect of sustainable bathroom design. In addition to the technical aspects of the renovation, consider the overall design and aesthetics of the bathroom. Choose materials and finishes that are durable, easy to clean, and visually appealing. Also, consider the color scheme and layout of the space. A well-designed bathroom can be a relaxing and enjoyable space to spend time in. Finally, remember to communicate effectively with the contractor throughout the renovation process. Clearly communicate your expectations and preferences. Ask questions and address any concerns that arise. A good contractor will be responsive to your needs and will work with you to ensure that the renovation is completed to your satisfaction. In conclusion, a successful bathroom renovation requires careful planning, attention to detail, and effective communication. By following these guidelines, it is possible to create a bathroom that is safe, functional, accessible, energy efficient, and visually appealing.